Hello zookeepers, how's it going? Welcome to the channel and welcome to part 2 of the white-faced Capuchin monkey habitat. This video will be an installation guide video of the habitat and a quick overview of the habitat. So let us jump into it. And here we are in a new zoo. So to install this habitat, the first thing you want to do is make sure that you have short grass and that you flatten the grass. So you can go to the painting, click on the short grass, then on sculpting and make sure that it's flattened terrain, and then use selected. And that way it would automatically make the grass short while you flatten the terrain. Just a section like this will be enough, and if you want to place this in an existing zoo, then just do the same. I strongly recommend it. Sometimes it's hard to see what you're doing when there's long grass. The next thing you want to do is also go to the entrance building, double click on this wall here to get that little wall and copy it. Go to the place where you want to place your habitat. Now you can place your habitat that way, facing that way, or the other way, or that way. It doesn't matter, as long as you use these walls you should be fine. So the first set of walls that you want to place is for where the path will sort of reach the habitat, if that makes sense. So we're gonna go for there, and then 8 blocks from there. 1, 2, yeah, there we go. So we have 8 blocks between the two, and then we can exit that. And also just double check to make sure that it is like solid on the ground. If it's on the ground, then you can go to the next step. The next step would be locating the habitat. For now I'm still calling a test. I will rename it before uploading it to the Capuchin monkey. Then sort of get these 2 walls as close as possible to each other, and then press X on the keyboard to bring up the advanced movement tool. Then align these 2 walls perfectly, as close as possible as you can. You can go like very close and sort of make sure that you do it properly. Something like that should be fine. Once you're happy with it, then you can place it. Once you placed it, the water will sometimes drop. If it does drop, you can just refill it by obviously putting extra water in, and the same with all the water fountain things inside the habitat. Also, when you do fill the water, make sure that you are on sample in the paint section. Then the next step is actually making it into habitat. So the only way that I could have uploaded everything was to do a big sort of barrier around. So first things first, the path. Go to path, align to grid, and then go to the entrance building where the gates are and click there. And then you can go inside. You'll see on the habitat there is 2 sort of cave sections on both the sides. You can just go in there and put a path on each side, and then you can sort of just connect the path, something like this. Once you have a little strip like this, this little end you can take up to go into the habitat. So just press U and make sure that you only have 1 length, and then take it up until you are inside the habitat. You'll see there's sort of 2 halls here. One is for the animals and the keeper, and the other one is for the guest up there. Bring it up till there. Once you are here, then you can press J to take it down, flatten it again, and then place it inside the habitat. And then also do the same on the other side. Once you've connected the path inside, then it's time to do the actual barrier. So the first thing you want to do is, like that, go to the barrier and use the guest gate and sort of try to align the 2. You'll see it just automatically aligns. If it stops, then you know it's too far. Try to keep it as close as possible and also as straight as possible. Something like that, and then we'll do the same on the other side. After that you can go to the back. Unfortunately I didn't quite know how to do this section, so you guys can just decorate it if you want to further, but then add the keeper gate in here, something like that, and then use the null barrier just to go all the way around the habitat. And it's also important to make sure that you don't do too much, because there is a lot of rocks and the capuchin monkey doesn't like a lot of rock. There will still be some negative with the rock after you've placed it properly, because I couldn't take out too much of the rock. And then connect it to this gate. If it doesn't want to connect, just check your settings or take a few steps back, but eventually it will connect. Something like that. And then just continue the rest of the habitat, but make sure that you keep with the null barrier. And also remember to do this whole section with the habitat, because all of these plants count for the animals. After you've connected the entire habitat with the new barrier, then just go inside and double check that the barrier isn't showing, if that makes sense. Like sometimes it might pass here. This is just to prevent the animals from escaping, because the game will pick up that they've escaped if they go past that point. So then just double check both sides. Then the last thing is to remove the barrier that it came with by just dragging that little square arrow thingies all around it and pressing delete. After that you can connect your guest path whichever way you want. It doesn't really matter as long as it connects to your path. And then it's time to do the staff path. So the staff path won't want to connect normally. I don't know what is happening there. So just go to align to grid, then go under settings and turn on tunneling. Place one, and then after that you can deselect tunneling and place another one. And then deselect grid and make sure that it's going down, and then place your staff path. Up to this point it would automatically just go straight with the ground, and that is it. That's how you install this habitat. After you've installed the habitat successfully, go to these walls that you've placed earlier. You'll see there's two sets, so there will be one with only 4, you can delete that, and then there will be another one that's part of the entrance. Just click on edit and drag, make sure that you have all 4 selected and deleted. After that you should be done, and then you can start moving your animals in. There's also another thing that I want to mention. Make sure that you have a water station and a transformer close to the habitat. The water station will only clean these 2 waters. If you have it close enough like this, then it will also technically clean that if it just touches. Otherwise you might have to find a way to put a water station somewhere in the front where it doesn't do a negative effect on the guest. As for the power, luckily we have more range on the electricity, so it's not really that big of a deal. You guys can honestly decorate it further if you guys want. I'm gonna go ahead and quickly put animals in, and then I'll see you just now. Okay, now that we have our animals in, let's have a look. So there's a few things that might change in the future, like I've said in the build video. Mainly this, my plan is to do a sort of rope-like thing to make it look like it's more supported. At this moment there's sort of a ladder thing with little wooden things in there. I know that's not enough, but like I said, I wanted this sort of futuristic vibe, but also not too futuristic. So yeah, there is more than enough space for the animals. Let's quickly get one. Yeah, as you can see, there's more than enough space for them to move around, and there's no escape point, which is awesome. As you can see, nothing. If there is a problem with the gate, because if I'm not mistaken, these wooden things are climbable. I'm not sure if they have a way to make them not climbable, but if there's a problem, then it would most probably occur on the gates. Other than that, this is a beautiful habitat. I think this is most probably one of the best that I've done, and also it does look pretty sweet at night time. You'll also see there's a green light there that's very skew. You can remove it if you want to. I just placed it there because it has this sort of nice green effect. Or what you could also do is completely hide it. It will still give the sort of green glow, but put it in between the bushes, so that way it's not visible. Let's just take it down slightly, something like that. Yeah, there we go. That way it's not visible, but it has this beautiful green situation going on. And yeah, that's about it. Let's quickly just play it at normal speed. There we go. You'll see there's also already donation bins in education screens. Just make sure that you choose the animal, obviously, on the education screens and also the education speakers. And that is about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope you find it useful. Please do let me know in the comments below or on the workshop comments if you have any difficulties, and hopefully I can help you. Thank you very much for watching. I honestly do appreciate it. I hope I see you guys in the next one. Stay safe. Bye.